Good morning everyone and welcome to this very special day. Weddings are an incredible occasion and for some of us weddings stir up memories and emotions possibly from the past, or others they bring to the forefront of our mind hopes for our future. Today we come together to celebrate the joining of Jim and Toula on their special day. As Toula's English isn't as good as she hoped it might be by today, we have Jim's sister Nikita who is going to interpret for Toula today. Nikki, an authorised interpreter, and will also be one of the witnesses for today's ceremony. So please bear with us whilst Nikki repeats everything I say. One thing I love about officiating weddings is that I get to learn so much about different customs and cultures. Following in the Greek tradition of odd numbers, this is because odd numbers can't be divided. So today we have an odd number of each in the bridal party, and now you know why. And just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. Jim and Toula have asked if you could possibly refrain from photos until after the ceremony, particularly as Toula needs to really listen to the interpreter and is conscious of any distractions. However, they said they'd be delighted of any photos that you do take afterwards to please be uploaded to Facebook or whatever social media you choose. And they particularly love Facebook, as that's how they found each other again. Olivia, if you can start the music. And now the bride enters. Thank you. Thanks, Eleni. Thanks, Nicholas. No, sorry. Okay. You have all been invited here today because each one of you means something to either Jim or Toula, or both. You've all been part of their lives, either from childhood, adolescence, or their spectacular adulthood. A very big welcome to Toula and her children who have arrived from Greece only 3 days ago. Today, though incredibly important, is only one day of many that you will have together. Today is a day of celebration, a day of laughter, a day when we recognise that these two have chosen each other as companions for the rest of their lives. Jim and Toula would also like to thank you for arriving on time, a skill neither of them have yet mastered. Toula has been tenderly walked down the aisle by her two children to stand with Jim today. Eleni and Nikos, do you both give your blessing?
We do.
Jim and Toula first met in primary school in their homeland of Greece. Then aged 8 and 9. In their teenage years they dated, and at age 14, Jim asked Toula to marry him just prior to his departure to Australia. Unfortunately, obviously Jim knew that he didn't want to lose Toula all the way back then. Strangely enough, at age 13, Toula turned him down. And after Jim's migration south, the pair lost touch. They both married, had gorgeous families of their own, but they never forgot their first love. And in December 2017, Jim found the courage to message Toula on Facebook. At first, he didn't recognise her because of her new surname. And she didn't recognise him, as she knew him as Dimitri. But they soon started chatting and arranged to meet up in April of 2018. 43 years since they had parted. This was a huge first date, as Jim had to travel to Greece for it. The attraction was so powerful that they knew straight away that they wanted to be together. And just 2 months later, they started planning their forever together. Toula says, I used to think about Jim all the time, and I wondered what he was up to. He was my first love, funny and kind. But you never know what's going to happen in life, do you? And here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. In the words of Shakespeare, the course of true love never runs smoothly. And as Jim and Toula has shown us today, we do know that true love always wins in the end, as is the case today. We will now have a reading by Jim's son, Nicholas, the Gospel according to St. John. If you come up here, just stand here, Nicholas. Okay, thank you very much, Nicholas. Now comes the big part. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is a union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life.
I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to the law in Australia, is a union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life.
Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge the groomsmen and matron of honour today. Thank you for being there, and the witnesses. Now, who gives this woman to be married to this man?
We do.
Oh, thank you, Nikos and Lenny. Now, Jim, will you please repeat after me? You can hold his hand. I call upon the persons here present.
I call upon the persons here present.
I call upon the persons here present.
To witness that I.
To witness that I.
To witness that I.
James Stephen Peters.
James Stephen Peters.
James Stephen Peters.
Take the Toula Christakos.
Take the Toula Christakos.
Take thee, Toula Christakos.
To be my lawful wedded wife.
To be my lawful wedded wife.
To be my lawful wedded wife.
Thank you. Wonderful. Now, Toula, can you please repeat after me?
Now, Toula, can you please repeat after the celebrant?
I call upon the persons here present.
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 To witness that I.
To witness that I.
To witness that I.
To witness that I.
Fatula Christakos.
Toula Christakos.
Toula Christakos.
Take thee.
Take thee.
Take thee.
James
Take
Stephen.
thee.
Thank you, sorry. James Stephen Peters.
James Stephen Peters.
James Stephen Peters.
To be my lawful wedded husband.
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 Thank you. Jim face Toula. And now you're going to say your personal vows from these notes.
Thank you.
And Toula is going to say them from these notes. Oh, beautiful vows they were. John, if I can ask for the rings, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Couples were exchanging rings in ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago, and they still do so today. In ancient Greece, the exchanging of rings is always on the right hand and symbolises a man and a woman united together in faith and in oneness of mind, in truth and in love. Greek Orthodox believe wearing the ring on the right hand symbolises the establishment of truth and a source of strength. So Jim, with this in mind, please place this on Tara's right hand, the right finger, yep, and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a sign of our love.
I give you this ring as a sign of our love,
Our trust and marriage.
our trust and marriage.
I promise to care for you above all others.
I promise to care for you above all others.
To give you my love,
To give you my love,
friendship and support.
friendship and support.
And to respect and cherish you
And to respect and cherish you
throughout our life together.
throughout our life together.
I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love for you.
I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love for you.
You can place the ring on Toula's hand.
That's okay.
Toula, this is for...
No.
On the right hand, yep. I give you this ring as a sign of our love, trust and marriage.
I give you this ring as a sign of our trust, love and marriage.
I give you this ring as a sign of our love, trust and marriage.
Wicked. Do you want to do it? I promise to care for you above all others.
I promise to care for you above all others.
I promise to care for you
We
above
don't need
all others.
No, we don't have to do it. It's all right.
Okay, so just the two.
We can do it. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
so
We're
that's
doing it today.
Mhm.
To give you my love, friendship and support.
give you my love, friendship and support,
and to respect and cherish you throughout our life together.
and to respect and cherish you throughout our life together.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a daily reminder of my love for you.
as a daily reminder of my love for you.
By the power of your love and commitment and the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You make Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a few formalities to perform. So I'll ask the witnesses, John and Nikita, to join me at the signing table. And while we're performing these formalities, please enjoy the choice of music, their favourite tune, Something by the Beatles. Thank you. Okay, you've beaten you to it. Okay, so what we're going to do, where's our witness? As you can tell, Toula.
So Toula, we need to sign three documents here.
So we're
So
going
we need to sign here.
Make me
to sign
nervous,
here.
That's better.
Last
I
one.
can see it. I
Just
can
tell
see
me.
it. I don't know.
Wonderful, well done.
Oh,
Well
really?
done.
Right,
Congratulations.
we'll proceed to go over to the groom. We're going to sign there. We're going to sign there. And we're going to sign there. Right, you two can canoodle while I get the two witnesses to
Canoodle,
come and
canoodle.
sign.
Canoodles taste quite good.
Is that a caboodle?
Cannoli.
You can take photos.
Canola? Canola?
Cannoli.
No, cannoli. The Italian stuff.
Thanks so much.
Everyone used to like.
We're going to need
Yeah.
you just for the end.
I had
There
one
you
yesterday.
go.
It's very
There
nice.
you go. And there you go. Thanks so much.
With
John,
rest.
you've been wonderful.
I had one but lost it.
Okay,
I had one.
back. We finished the
So just me
photographs.
had one. Normally we share
Toula, we need
cheese.
to go back.
Yeah, we're going to get the
Flowers.
final.
That was cheesecake.
Flowers.
Flowers. What do you call it?
No.
Normal
cheesecake.
Or should I say no? No, just your attention.
Okay. Welcome back. Nearly near the end. As I mentioned earlier, odd numbers are what it's all about at Greek weddings. So in keeping with this tradition, Toula has asked for a cup of wine. And no, I don't, it's not because she's nervous, but John, could you bring it up?
Thanks, John.
Well, it works well with the reading that we just had from Nicholas, but the number 3 represents the Holy Trinity, the Father, Son and the Holy Ghost. That's another odd number. So now the couple will now share 3 sips of wine each from the same cup, representing a successful union.
3 at one time or 3?
Oh, maybe 3. Swap it. Okay. We're nearly there, folks. There's going to be luncheon served. There's a group photo straight after this. But bear with me. But finally, now, if you'll stand with me, it's my distinct honour to present to you for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Jim and Toula Peters.